Wagwan. Come on in. Come on in. What's up, Willard? Good evening. Just hanging out. I was a little bored, you know. I did take the bike on a ride today, so we can talk about that, you know. A little ride this evening. Shot some video. The main was still rich. We'll let a couple people get in. I'll go over it. If anybody's out there, well, it's 9 o'clock p.m., so people should be home or out and about. But yeah, the bike did good. Glowing effect. I think I'm going to take the green bike on the ride tomorrow to my buddies. See, on my phone, it looks awesome. It looks a little blurry, well, when I moved it. Looks a little blurry over there. But just got me a cup of Joe. We might not go for, we're going to try to do it for the hour, you know. Yeah, Willard, I barely just started playing with the editing, and I only play with it when I do a video. And I haven't even started chopping up the videos yet, you know, where usually that's like one video and I'm adding it to the one video. I haven't even really started trying to edit anything yet. It's just because usually they chop up their video into like 100 pieces, and you know, I'm not doing all that. They gotta make it funner to watch, but just adding the little subtitles in there and the stuff talking to y'all during the video like that, it's fun. I don't have to make it a premiere each time either, you know, but it gives us, you know, a little time to chat if we want to while we're watching, which I think is cool. That's what I was trying to get DSI, if he ever drops a video, which he said he was going to get his stuff welded up. What's up, Emerson? Oliveira. I'm sorry, I only speak English. Yeah, you know, it gives a little thing, and you can change the colors up and see it's with that little editor program that has different options in it, where it's like if you pay for it, you can get these other songs I was trying to use. I had to edit out and use the different songs and stuff, because some of them had like a little diamond buy them, and you had to pay this whatever monthly fee to use some things. But there's so many options in there, you can just choose other options. You don't have to, you know, different little beats and songs. And if that temp gauge is reading right, I got her. I still got to go down on the main, but she's doing right. Good to cruise around on. The main was too rich, so it took a minute for the pipe to come on, and it's slowly come on. I still say it needs a bigger pipe. But I didn't plan on letting it spin up this evening, but I let it spin up a little bit. Even though it was rich and it took me a minute to get on the pipe, I had to roll back and then roll back on. But like I said, I had got to ride it much. Mainly just crank it up and try to get my pallets and all that shit right, which I get the pallets right. Clips in the middle. The main, I think I have a 110 or 115 in it right now. I might have to drop it down again to check it all. What's up, Mike? But yeah, we spun it up to about 11,000 RPM. Almost. It was actually 10,970, and then I let out. for a cheap iron cylinder is a lot of work, and she still had a lot left to give me. She'd probably push. I was going to say, if she did 10,000 RPMs, I was going to be happy because of the crap cylinder and all the work, which I didn't touch the exhaust. I barely even cleaned up the edges of the transfers and the boost port. That was it. No porting. We got PT. What's up, PT, brother? We got Paul Solomar Silva. Good evening. What's up, PT? Testing and tuning the little engine. I got to take it out today and said I wasn't going to spin it up, but I wanted to see how the main was. It was too rich. I still made it come up on it, and I got a little video I can edit or not really edit, but I can add stuff in now. But I got some fine tuning I need to do. Yawning too early. Sorry about that. Hold on, let me get the phone up out of this thing so it won't be blurry. I added the Pro Taper Gold MX chain so we wouldn't have much stretch, But now that I got it all starting easy and everything, the timing, I could probably go back to my 41. But Paul, we're going to watch your video here in a minute. We're going to watch it on my live if you don't care. And if you don't care, then YouTube don't care. And we're gonna watch it because I hadn't watched it yet. As soon as I was going to go live, I seen that you said your speed test was a failure. I was like, dang it, what happened? I was like, we're going to go check it out later. So we're going to go check it out. So what do you want to know? This no crank webs on the crank, 46 stroke RDM crank, wide case, which I wish they'd have never made, but it's oh well, whatever. I didn't have, there's no weights on my crank. Just a skinny crank in there. It's running good. I added the 5mm spacer in there to see if it would help with anything, and I really couldn't tell any kind of differences until I changed it back. The emulsion tube is what was flooding me out up top. I had one on the emulsion tube, and once I put it back to stock, I could tell a difference then. I was coming back. I wasn't so much rich anymore. But so that's the only thing. I got a 5mm spacer. I want to buy the new tube and shorten this one a little bit. I could shorten this one, but I want it a little bit shorter. I don't want the tube as long. I want to get the carb as close to this as I can. So I'll probably take this mount and slide it up so that this will come up higher, and it'll be out the way of my carb back there. Unless I have a different mounting or something. We'll see. But, we got ERT in here. Good evening, ERT. Hey, you dropped some popcorn in the chat in here too. We like popcorn. But yeah. A little bit of split there. It's a GY6 gasket. I still would like a bigger pipe, 90cc or bigger. It's a 10, like I said, if the 10 gauge is reading right, we're doing good. But I know that head was getting hot, but it didn't show me no more than like 220, 210. I mean, yeah, like 210 on the temp. It was the highest I got this season until after I killed it. But this head, case get warm. But yeah, if it's reading right, then I'm pimping on the temperature until you make big pulls, and then you're gonna get hot no matter what if you're making mile-per-hour pulls. My horizontal never got real hot though, and we'll break it back out one day. I just have to do one of those certs for the front mount, or we could rebuild it. We can always just rebuild it onto another bottom end. We got Dave. What's up, Dave? One day we might get to visit Dave. Yeah, I'm gonna take the green bike out tomorrow. I took this one out today, making the test hit. The main was still rich and a little sputtery. I got the video. I'll give y'all a glimpse of the video here in a little while too. Haven't edited it yet or nothing, which I'm just gonna add stuff in to the video is all I'm gonna do. So, but yeah, she was a little late on the hit. Top was still rich. Everywhere else though was great besides the main. And we're gonna take that one out. I might lean that one out one more jet and put a 90 in it. It's got a 92. I hadn't rode it since the Trace. I crunk it up yesterday or day before just to run it a little bit. I had to run it on choke till it warmed up because a little got sticky. Once it warmed up, I was able to vroom. Euless is up in here. What's up? I'm gonna have me a little safety meeting, a safety break, real small. Nothing much, and we're gonna talk more bike. And we got some videos to watch. We're gonna watch Paul's video. It's only 8 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all a sample of. I'm gonna give y'all can watch my video before it goes out. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a couple of days before I'll post a little video of this, because that's the only one Leonard wants to see anyway. So we'll give it a few days, and it's nothing spectacular. Like I said, it's a horizontal was 10 times cooler till I get this one tuned up top. So thank you. Now I forget that I can look at chat. And Mike, Megan was already thick, Mike. She might be thicker now though. Yeah, good to see you, Dave. We just, motorized bike talking. I got like one little safety meeting or two left. Maybe I can get a little freshen up tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, we're gonna watch a video or two. We're gonna try to go for the 1 hour. We've already been here almost 15 minutes. We're gonna try to do the hour. But got engines. Want to see if anybody's going to who's going to go to the races with Jared next year in April to watch or to race. If one of us goes to race, I'll build a motor just so you can have fun in the whatever class, like a stock class, not really stock or the next one up, whatever class it fits in. If somebody I like from our group, let me reiterate that. If somebody I like from the group, someone half decent, that can, if they go to the race next year, I'll throw them something together, and go have fun. I want to see you beat on it. Anyway, that's my thought. I'd like to send someone an engine to go play with on the track. It won't be the fastest, but surely you'll last all day. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. I have a bottom end ready right now and a couple of different cylinders which can go on it. But of course, only one superior than the other two. So we'll see. Says we got 13 people. The chat's going. People's in the chat. No, everybody be struggling, Dave. I don't know. He was talking about your friend earlier. I don't know. I done lost y'all in the chat. But yeah. Now, before I ride it again, I will be changing the jet down one more time. I only have increments of 5, so once I find the fall off, I have to order in between or something. Yeah, so far so good. If you want a little sample footage, you know, I might have to bring the phone out of this little case so it can hear. But we can get a little sample sound of the ride this evening. Yeah, I really like the Green Bike. I can't wait to take it out on the ride again. I'll pull it down after the next ride or so to check everything again. Yeah, mine actually started skipping, Dave, at like 140 or 135, 140. They started skipping. Well, I have to look again. My bad. They did start jumping in 10s though after like 150 or something. I can't remember. But yeah, like right now, I only got the PWK jets. I got the Polini clone PWK on there right now, 24 millimeter. I could probably run a 21. Yeah. But anyway, won't be able to see chat much. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do this. So, I guess we can, okay. That's not what I wanted to see. That's what I want to see right there. Let's see what I can do. All right, this is the video I shot today that I haven't touched or did anything to. Let's see. Well, it's not gonna. Got the gold index chain on there. Oh yes, it's reverbing. All right, hold on. Oh, it's reverbing. All right, hold on. All right, I can cut that off. I didn't know that was still on. When I hit volume on this other page, it makes the volume come back up there. Watch. Well, the card should be close. We'll see what the main does. We're not out there making the speed hits now. Since I got the ride. You know if y'all can hear it half decent. Flooding out up top. We're gonna skip around a bit, but we'll let you hear it start up. I started it up like let it get up to like 1.5, 110, just to make sure everything was gonna, run and idle. And then I parked it, got my stuff on. So we'll give you a couple minutes, and then we'll jump to the hit. I won't let y'all suffer just a little bit, Let me turn it down a hair. probably still loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little more. We'll skip ahead. Just now, she didn't even get warm. She's just now starting to warm up. You know, nothing starts till we hit this street here, so now I made it to the street to take a hit. And right here at this intersection, I was only up to 188 degrees under the spark plug. If it's running like that, it's running nice on the temp. But that's a cheap iron cylinder kit. Anyway, make a little half a temp pull, and then I make the real pull. Still rich over it. I can feel it on the rev. Yeah, I think I need to repack it. When it being rich, it probably wasn't even fully coming on yet. I haven't let out of it, let this car pass. But the pipe hits late and it was too rich. You finna see. Let this car pass. This cylinder wasn't made to spin this high. It probably got about 12 in it. We'll see one day maybe. The silencer on them makes them sound sweet. Some looky-loos driving slow as hell. Just a little bit. It wasn't even hitting right. Wait till I fine tune it.
Yeah, I said we wouldn't, but anyway. Once I seen the RPM hit 10,000, I didn't look down no more. I just let it pull till it smoothed out a little bit more, and then I let out. So we can see.
Yeah, I still had more to go, more throttle.
It's a little rich, late on the pipe.
She just needs to be finely tuned a little bit more.
We're only at 215 now.
Yeah, the temp right then after I killed it was 215. I hope it ain't lying to me, because that head be scalding hot. And it's humid today too. It wasn't the best time to make any kind of a pull. 85 degrees, 70 something % humidity. But anyway. 1036 on this one. Usually I run 1136, but this I had a really nice 10 tooth sprocket, so I put the 10 on there.
I know it's harder than that. Between 970, I still had more to go on the bridge. 5 seconds for now. I'm gonna get something gauge off the view.
So there's y'all sneak peek of the belated hit. A roll off, roll on. I'm still gonna post it, even though it's fat. It sounds beautiful everywhere else, from idle to pallet to needle. Just the main. At least it's better than what it was. I wouldn't show y'all before because it would just flat out, no matter what I did, blow me out until I dropped down below 90 or like in the 90s, and then then I would hit the lean. But it was that stupid emulsion tube. The 16-hole emulsion tube was blowing me out. It was giving me too much fuel. So the other day I went back to the 8-hole, the stock emulsion tube, and everything started clearing up again. The richness was getting out of it. I mean, you can still hear that I'm rich on the still rich on the in the middle. The pilot's where it's going to be. Pilot don't change. It's 45. It didn't like going up, and it damn sure didn't like going down. And I might try to move the clip once more, but it didn't like me moving it either. Like when I went to number 2 position, it didn't like that at none. So she's as close as she's going to be without me dialing in that what'd you say? Beast mode, Merc. If my bike is jerking when I decelerate, is my car messed up? Well, it's going to jerk because you're supposed to pull in your clutch when you decelerate. Don't let your don't use your engine as a brake to slow down. It'll cause more heat. Not everybody likes that. I don't use it like that. I might while I'm barely rolling, but I'm not just gonna let off and just. I'm gonna pull in my clutch when I let off the gas, so it drops back down fast. So my engine braking, I coast to my stop. And I'm barely pulling my brake. So I really can't answer your question, beast mode. But when you decelerate, let off the gas completely and pull in your clutch. If it doesn't drop back to idle and it hangs, then you might have an air leak or your pilot might be too small. If the idle doesn't fall back down after you ring and let off. Pull your clutch in, let off. If your idle doesn't drop back down, then you got a problem. But yeah. And don't forget to ask people in the chat too. Most of these people, especially Dave, Paul, all of them can probably answer your questions. Dave can, yeah. Don't forget to hit that like button. I kind of cleaned up the green bike earlier. I brought it outside and a little double D40 on the tissue. And I was able to clean her up. Now I do got that other ported cylinder, I could send that one out too, that could be, I said I'd send out a motor to someone maybe. So besides, me and Kevin's duo, the liquid cool, that's going to be a cool giveaway. But don't mind the Smancy cover. But yeah, my little, that's where I blew through the hole porting it, and y'all see that JB well still there a year later almost. Well, yeah, it's a year later. Damn near. It's still in there. That's the Avenger 85 I built with the CDH 110 crank that I drilled myself, and YD case. But yeah, the CDH 110 cranks were nice. Mine was really nice and damn near true when I got it. Yes, it was really nice. Wish I had another smaller head of the same size. Oh yeah, you see that little bit of wetness in there? That's from that intake right there blowing on the carb. A little bit. I had some there after we rode. I was like, what is that? And I was like, run my finger right here, and I was like, oh yeah. There's no filter in there. It's just straight box to carb, which sounds really good. I threw a little paint on it today. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm gonna take her for a ride tomorrow. I really love this is my first one. My first love. Come on, phone. But yeah, I'll take her. I need to get a muffler on her because I like her with a muffler, but damn, she sounds good without a muffler. And she has. Yep, that was the bike rolling over. I know I shouldn't have touched it. At least it hit on the foot. Now we got to get it more lean. Damn, I grabbed that sucker by the clutch cable. I barely caught it. Oh yeah. You know what that is? I smell it already. Damn. A little bit of gas come out of the car from going sideways. Yeah, good thing this was rolled up. None of that hit. I stopped it till it was like right here. Then I let go of it. It said boop on the handle up here. All right, now I gotta get a rag and stuff to clean up the little bit of gas that's in here. Bloopers. Couldn't have done it without you. At least it didn't hit hard or nothing. Be right back. Motorized bicycle bloopers. Whew, shit, that shit stinks. Yeah, I shave my head like 2 or 3 times a year every year. Now to hit it with a little alcohol. No bueno. We'll get these old pants. We'll take it to the washroom. Fujiko Pesta. A little orange zinc now. Hold on. smell like that shit up in here, bro. Wipe it one more time with a soapy rag. Now we get the bike out of here. Since it's in the we'll run out tubes. I'm sure there's still a couple little bit of drops of gas just waiting to drop out. Look at Lucky. Lucky, you going to the races, huh? You need to go to the races next year with Jared. It's a year from now. Go join in. Go join in. I didn't even get to hit my safety meeting, y'all. You think I'd knock the bike over? No, straight sober. Straight sober. But yes, I want a bigger pipe. Leave that pipe for the 70cc horizontal. Yeah, well now I'm gonna finish my safety meeting now that we knocked over the bike while we was talking about the green bike, riding it tomorrow. We still hadn't watched Paul's video yet. Hopefully we'll get around to that. Yep. What you getting a hunting license for, Lucky? You need a fishing license. That's what you need. Fishing's way more, you feed yourself way easier fishing than hunting, unless you're killing squirrels and shit, Because, they everywhere. If you got water, you can catch a fish. You don't want to fuck with turkey either unless you can clean that big bastard. Rabbit and squirrel is going to be your potluck. Yep. So I have an Avenger over there that needs reeds too. That could be a possible option to send out too. You never know. That or the 38 millimeter stroke bottom end. That's going to be bulletproof too. But that's what I'm thinking. That'll be the two options. Be standard 680cc case or be a wide E case engine. I mean, that's the only two options besides CDH 110. I hadn't had one of them cases yet. But which people done told me the bolt pattern fits nothing, which don't matter. Still want to have a case to look at. It's like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all one day. Also said that about the wide E cylinder. I was like, one day I'll get one and, I'll play with it one day maybe. Everybody else has shit. It's the only one I hadn't played with yet, damn near, besides the CDH 110. Hadn't played with the wide E yet. Something else. But yeah, I have that Avenger I ported because I have another one put away. So this one's actually, I might send it out to somebody. Y'all seen it. It was the one on the porting wheel. It's all stripped down now though. But it still has my Smolik intake on it. I just left it on there because I didn't take it off yet. But this is the one I ported that I might send out. You never know. That could be someone's race motor one day. But I take this off, and it needs reeds, though, a G2 with the 32 millimeter intake coming off with a hose to a 21 millimeter TWK. But yeah, I had everything's been robbed off of it. And I do mean everything except for the hardened bevel gear and my nut. Clutch is gone. but the crank is still in there. You know, the crank with the upgraded bearing in it at the bottom. I think I put an upgraded bearing in this one. I'm not for sure. It's not the race bearing, but it's a thicker bearing than the stock bearing. My green bike still has the stock bearing in it, the stock Avenger bearing. It still has stock Avenger bearing. But stage 6 clips. This one might have the, I don't remember what clips I put in this one. This one might have actual chainsaw piston clips in it. So, but yeah, everything, you know, it was worked on. I just got this on here to keep dirt and crap out of it. I ain't even got no gasket in there. The bottom's sealed up. All this is sealed. So if anybody was to get it or run it, you know, take this head off, put the new head on. You don't pull the cylinder up because it's good to go. All this is sealed down here. But anyway, this could be one of the options. This is the Avenger. Stage 2 higher power Avenger, where all they did was sand the thing and set the squish. Well, I redid everything else on it. I redid the whole motor. Except for pulling the crank. I left the crank in the case how it is. It looked fine. So that's your one option. And then we have the true MZ Miami of the old school fashion, you know, MZ Miami case with the JS50 38 millimeter stroke crank, balanced and true by Kevin Shop. And it's got Viton seals on it. Ooh, look at that. Get that oil in there. Ooh, look at the oil settle. Made sure I put the oil on the bearing, and then I put some down the sides to try to get in there on the bearings after I installed them in. Everything was dry the next day or so later. So, yeah. That's a little JS50. Let me see if I can get y'all in there. Let's see if I can get y'all in there. So, well, JS50. That's just red oil in there. 38 millimeter stroke. Can't get in there. Well, you know it's balanced up. I showed you the crank. But yeah, this is my MZ case that I bought when we did the frenzy of buying. It went with the no sales tax. Viton seals. So, yeah, I'm getting ready to put this one together. I don't know. I really don't want to send this one out. If I do, I have to ask Kevin what's up. Definitely not selling it because, no, can't do that. I mean, I could. I would just put forth the money for 2026 riding the Trace if I sold it. That's what the money would go to. There's no plans on selling it though, but I am finna build this. A little ultra gray come through there. That's nice. Look at that, bro. That ultra gray come through there. No, they ain't gonna be leaking up in there on the backside. So no rushes on this yet either though. Like I said, I have those old MZ cylinders, but I really want to put the Falcon cylinder on there with the G2. I don't necessarily need to ride it, so we will stay tuned to see what becomes of this. Yeah, like I said, if I sell it, I'm gonna use the proceeds for 2026 riding the trace. That'll be like whatever food or whatever. I don't know. It's mine. I do whatever I want. I do what I want. Whatever. So yeah. It'd be nice. It's a nice case. It's clean. Oiled up crank. And it's not trash. It's just oil. Just oil. You like trash. Just oil. Good deal. Enough looky-looing. That's my first 38 millimeter crank. What's up, Will? We talking about China stuff, Will. It'll be okay. My Falcon ran good as shit, and I didn't even put nothing on it. I just turned the timing back a hair and put it on the Parma kit. KTM 65, and the last rip I did on it, I did like 58, which is what I did today on that thing. It was like right at 50 on the fat pool. Nothing spectacular, Wheel. Almost 11,000 RPM, but the main was still fat. So I gave him a little sample video. The sound of not perfectly tuned up top. Everything else was good. Yeah, he does the China cranks, Will. But only if somebody asks him to. He's not out there putting out and doing them for sale and shit like that. Like if you buy the crank and send it to him, he'll balance you a little crank. Pay his little fee or whatever. Yeah, today was not the best day either, Will. Like I said, it was 85 degrees and 70% humidity when I made this pool. I knew better, but my temps were good before I made the pool, which I still want to double check my temp sensor. But like before I made the pool, I was like at 188 degrees. Then after the pool, I was only like 210, which is nothing, 215. But the main was still fat. I had to roll off to make it hit a little bit, and then I eased back into it. And like I said, I just got out early. It didn't hit right, but it pulled 10,970. Not running perfect with all that humidity and heat. Even though I waited till freaking 5:30, 6 o'clock before I went out to the road. On the way back on the road, though, I hit the cold spot. The cold spot wasn't there on the road. Usually there's like 2 or 3 little cold spots on that road. It was only when I came home I felt the cold spot. I was like, shit, I should have waited a little bit longer. If I'd have waited another hour, it'd have probably gotten to the 70s maybe. But I knew better. I said I wasn't going to at the beginning of the video. I'm going to post the video for long. I'm going to wait a couple of days and barely let it edit, I mean, hell, it's a cheap ass iron cylinder. I paid like $53 for the whole top end, and I had to, did some work to it to get it where it's at, It's no aluminum. Would I tell anybody to do that? Hell no. I would say go get your ass aluminum freaking cylinder. Don't get you a cast iron unless you really want to work for that shit. Or you get a nice name brand one. That was China. That's China crap. I'm making turn up. There's not nothing you want to play with. Go get a nice aluminum cylinder, people. Pay good, nice money for it because that's what it is. And yeah, get a nice cylinder. Because what those horizontal cylinders, Smollett's running, they like 45 stroke. I could run one of them. I just have to run that thick base gasket like I got on there now, tighten down to the squish. But I don't know what those suckers run. They're probably $200 cylinders or more. But as of right now, I'm kind of getting happy, kind of satisfied with the little cheap cylinder that I put all the work into, which it could have more. The ports aren't the biggest. Like I said, the transfers, the exhaust is beautiful. The boost port, it's big, you know, but the transfers, they're small. One's kind of big. The first one, the primary is big, and the secondary small. If the secondary was as big as the primary, like the first one or whatever you want to call it, it'd flow even more. But for what it is, for the money and then the time and effort I put into it, is paying off. Stock, they ain't supposed to do like 8,000 or 9,000 unless you do, like if you look it up on Google, until you put in more work into it. Like I said, though, so basically that was 11,000 RPM, and it has more in it, so it'd probably do about 12. I probably can get 12 out of it, which I ain't trying to. We'll see. Without changing the gearing, I may make another pull one day once I get the main how I like it, how it's supposed to be. I may make another pull for the camera. That'll be about it. I'm just gonna ride it and cruise it. I got the single ring. I wonder how it would run. It'd probably be even worse. It'd be too much compression if I put both rings in. So we just leave it along with the single ring, and if she acts right, she gets to stay on the bike. So we won't pull her off. We'll leave her on. Looks like my chat is done froze up. No. Just no movement. Yep. Shitty camera. So, yep. The old MZ with a 38 stroke. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna say fuck it and put the Falcon on there, but I don't have a head for it. That's why it hasn't been built, because I want it to have the head that it's gonna have on it, which means spending money, and I'm not doing that right now either. I don't need no heads and crap like that. So it'll be sitting. I'll put the thing back over it, put it on the shelf over there, and when I need it or something, you know, we'll finish it. Like I said, the cylinder's already ready. I've already put it on here and checked everything. Any final sanding or anything will be done on final build assembly. I'll fine tune everything. But yeah, no spacers. Everything's in there is good. Good hardware. All the bolts are Loctited. I even Loctited the guide the other night. So it'll be a good little motor too. One day. Or if any more of y'all out there might be interested in, not you will, because you don't care, a Falcon, let me know. Because I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't need to ride it. Mine's out in the house. I got 20 hours on mine and put it away. And, you know me, I'd swap out another motor for something else I wanted done built over winter or something, or built during the summer. So that's probably what this will turn into, just because it's 38 stroke, and I would like to see someone run, if not me one day, but I'd like to see someone run it 38 one, because I ran mine. Like I said, I had mine on timing plate. I had it turned back. It was only like turned back 4, maybe 5 degrees, but it liked it, and I had it on the Parma kit. It liked that. It liked it a lot. So yeah, we got a couple more minutes left. We're almost at the hour mark. I'm just gonna go. Paul, we didn't get to watch your video. I'm gonna watch your video after I get off this live. And Yeah, we'll glance at the bikes again. And see, it's not a custom head. Mine doesn't have the custom head. This is a YD 50 millimeter piston head. That's, drop in, no pop up. This is a standard head, but the 50 millimeter size, that was my piston 50 millimeter. So I ordered the YD head. Even though it has 8 millimeter holes, I was able to center it up with 6 millimeters and tighten it down. And I was able to use the YD head instead of having to buy a custom head, because I didn't need a pop up or a drop in head. I needed normal O-ring, 0 head. So I'll bring her out there tomorrow and change the jet and drop the gas out of the car and store her away till another day. I don't need to crank her back up. She can have her little rest until next time, and then tomorrow I'll take her out for a little spin, because the Athena probably goes back on the green bike where she originated. So nowhere soon though. We still got some more rides to do with this, and then we're gonna pull the top and inspect the cylinder and the crank again on it before we pull it off the bike one day this year sometime. So we'll see how the liner looks on that cylinder. We'll give it a couple more rides before we pull the top off and inspect it, see what's up. How fast are you? Let's go check you out. They're fast enough. Fast enough. How fast you want it to go is the question. How fast do you want it to go? When they used to hit me with those questions in the beginning, how it pisses everybody off. That's the first thing I come up with. I was like, how fast do you want it to go? And they'd look at me. And they usually didn't have another question after that. But y'all have a good night. It might be really fast. Might be real fast. Super fast. All right, y'all. Y'all remember to ride safe. Safety first.